Boots is a fashion statement. It's because the type of girls I'm into aren't allowed around shoelaces.
Yep.
Oh, we're live?
We're live.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's Monday night, motherfuckers! Welcome to the Degenerates with Dice Monday Night RPG podcast, live and in living color from the bowels of the internet spaceman, coming to you at 7 Central Standard Time, the only time zone that's real and or matters. I did it right this time. Look at that. I fucked it up last week, but I fixed it this week.
You haven't said my name yet, so we'll give it time.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maddie, we'll see. It's on the screen.
No, you're fucking doing it. You did, no, god damn it. She fucking did it. Ah, what do we do? We're not playing.
We're not playing because
No,
nobody loves
We're
us.
not playing.
We're not playing.
No.
We have two topics. We are talking about homebrew and pacing this week. We will be.
I really need to start reading the fucking group chat when it's something I don't post.
Yeah, we're not playing this week. We have a few people off, and it's going to be like possibly a conclusion for the next episode. So,
Fair. Assuming you'll get that far, yeah.
Yeah. And there's
Oh, you're
a lot
gonna
of.
introduce us or you're gonna talk shit?
Was that?
Ask Noah if he was gonna introduce us or just talk shit.
Yeah, it's me, it's Chris, it's Natalie, it's Joe!
Hey! He was scared. Did you see him? He was still scared.
I was.
Yeah,
I was scared to death, bro. I was like, fuck. It's been a wild day for everybody involved on your screen today. It's not been fun for any of us, just to let you know.
No lube today. Just fucking straight fucking the ass, no lube. All day.
Dry as
Yeah,
shit.
so we're just doing a regular stream today.
Yeah, and if you're into that, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no judgment.
Tis
here.
what it is.
His.
Actually, we do
Fun.
judge. We do judge.
Yeah.
It's my kink.
Yeah,
But
we
only when it
listen
comes to
and we
furries.
do judge.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I have. No one knows what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say it though. About furries.
Podception. Tell me, bitch.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing worse than having a furry like in your tabletop group.
Did you have that?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like
Listen,
you're not role playing.
Stop saying it. Keep saying it.
I feel like it's like you can't play this character. We all know what's happening right now, and it's awkward. But it's just like that's why I generally don't allow animal like the cat people and stuff like that unless I know it's a person who is a mature adult.
Those don't play tabletop games, do they?
I was gonna say, I don't think anyone in this
relatively.
Wait, did you say a cat people?
Yeah, I'm a cat. I'm a girl who's playing a cat person now in my Rifts group, but she's just doing it because she based it off of her but she's basing it off of her actual cat Pugsley, who is an absolute chaos monster. And so, like, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
It's allowable.
But like when you get the neckbeard dude who's just like, I want to be a dog person.
I want to be a pony. No, but you don't. You
it's like no, you can't do that.
Wash your hands and walk away.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm so immune to furries. I lived in Pittsburgh for many years, and it is the home to Anthrocon, which is the biggest like furry convention, at least on the East Coast. So I'm just like immune to it anywhere.
Natalie,
Kristen, would you like to go to a convention with me?
Yes. Hold on. Pause.
We're going as the Doomslayer.
Do it. On it.
The only thing they fear is you.
Natalie, I feel like you should have said more words too, but we'll get back to that on your life in Pittsburgh and this whole situation because I have so many questions now.
Okay.
But we'll get to that eventually.
I thought about moving to Pittsburgh because it's really cheap there. Like it's really cheap to live there compared to where I live. Yeah.
People are angry.
Compared to here, it's way cheaper.
It snows there.
Yeah, it snows here too.
Though.
But it snows there.
Yeah, any more than 0 is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for us. We don't like it.
You get ice, and everybody buys the stores out, and the school's closed for a week. and the power goes down.
God.
So like,
and the grandmas, they like the grandmas and the bad drivers, they slow down to like 40 under the speed limit, and like, bitch, I have to go to work. Fucking move.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's traumatic for us. We have.
It really is. I told you guys what chat said the last time it got real cold, right?
No, what chat say?
Okay, so the time that we didn't have power for 17 days.
Oh yeah, when went down.
Yeah.
That was, what was that, 2019?
21?
No, the big one.
Oh, it was 19. Yeah.
Yeah, the big one. So we had the big ice storm in 2019 and we lost power for 17 days. And then we got it back. And then the next year we had a minor ice storm and Rain was huddled up in the living room on the couch in a blanket, rocking back and forth. And Courtney and I went, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" She goes, "Are we going to lose the internet again?"
Oh, chat.
Oh no.
Never mind, heat, but the internet.
Listen, there are priorities.
I told her, I said, "No, baby daddy, but a generator and we can hook it up."
Yeah, I couldn't be in a house like with people and no internet or no way to escape those people. Like it would be The Shining for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of activities you can do.
You cannot leave. You can't go outside. Nobody ices the roads. Nothing happens in Texas. Like you're just stuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, they do it in Lubbock, but not here.
Sure. But everything's flat out there, so it doesn't matter.
Including, never mind.
Hey, wrong podcast.
So, should we start with gaming wins?
Sure. Does anybody have any?
I had a couple of good sessions last week. I ran riffs, and that was fun. It was really good. We had a really productive session. Got everything I wanted done. There was some shenanigans and tomfoolery about that the players haven't fully figured out yet, but they're slowly uncovering, which is always fun. And then on yesterday, I was playing AD&D, and I got to convince a little troop of orcs that I was the big boss.
Nice.
And so we went and we killed some, I forget what they're called, but essentially plant zombies. We went and killed them, and it was good. I had my little army of orcs.
I just see Joe with like a staff just leading.
Let's go.
Well, he was an elf, so he has a long bow.
Nice.
He's yeah.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
I like that you're having fun, Joe.
Yeah, that's trying to. I got Twilight 2000 this week. That's always good.
Not sparkly. Not sparkly.
Yeah, it's sparkle.
No, just
sparkly dinosaurs. That's not right either.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not
This is
too
just
much.
kind of a killer, Bella.
Hopefully I'm not too much for them, because I am playing a pretty ruthless DIA agent. So
I like it. Like if they can fuck off if they're too much. Go find less.
Yeah.
Know what they say? If I'm too much for you, go find less.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a plenty of groups, so it's like it's not a big deal if they're like, hey,
I can't imagine you playing a serious character.
I mean, like I'm playing a serious character, but like it's serious, but I guess exaggerated, but not really. So I don't know if you've ever met anybody from like the CIA or DIA like that. They are not good people. They're not good people.
Yeah,
they're like they like everyone's is an acceptable loss to them. And that's kind of how I'm playing my character, and I think it's like hitting people a little hard because it's just like I don't care if I have to kill these civilians to make sure that they don't give away my position, because it's just like they're an acceptable loss. I know that you guys are trying to be good guys, but like I'm a DIA agent. I don't care. Like I don't like that's not how my brain works. Like I have a mission to succeed, and that's all I care about is the mission. And if it means sacrificing both civilians and my entire group of people to do it, I will do it because that's my mission, and that's how those people think. They're not that like they don't have that moral compass that everyone else has.
None of us have that. Oh wait, no, wrong people.
What's a compass? What's a moral?
I'm not an orange here. Natalie, do you have any gaming ones?
Not really. I started playing Skyrim again. Finally picked that back up. I've been getting I went from Fallout 76 to Skyrim, really switching it up.
I'm so bored with 76 right now.
Yeah, it's becoming such like a chore for me, and I'm like, I just need something else to just give me anything fresh-ish, new.
Yeah.
And so I started playing Skyrim back in February, stopped for like a couple months, so finally back into it. And I love it. I loved screaming at people. It's great.
I like it.
Have you played the new Oblivion yet?
I have not. I heard that just playing Skyrim now, it might be a struggle for me to like kind of look backwards. No?
Opposite.
Okay.
Hot take. Skyrim is trash. Oblivion is where it's at.
Okay.
I like both. Oh, shaking my camera there. I like both.
But I probably only say Skyrim is trash because I played it on 18 different fucking systems. Like from start
they keep
to
coming
finish.
out with like there's like how many
I'm pretty
versions
sure
of
it's
this
on my
game?
vape.
I will say
I'm
this.
pretty sure I can play Skyrim on my vape. I think
The ending of Skyrim, if you ever beat it, is like boring as fuck. I was really bummed out by the ending of Skyrim, but I was also like level whatever, super high.
Oh yeah, I have avoided the main quest line.
Yeah.
I'm doing every other.
Yeah, like when you go back to the main quest and you do it, it's really easy. By the time you get to it, that the ending is just like, oh, that was nothing. Yeah. Like this is bullshit. I'm so fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Like why didn't you expect me to be powerful? Like
I one punched a dragon.
Yeah. This is not even the hardest boss I fought in this game, and it's the end boss. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. It was just, it was underwhelming. And I have a save for Skyrim that I probably should get back to, and I probably will never finish the game ever again because I have no reason to anymore now that I know that it's underwhelming. So
now that you're under impressed.
Yeah.
What's that?
Now that you're under impressed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about you?
What else? Was that?
What?
That?
I said, was there another one?
Another what?
Gaming win.
Oh,
I'm done. That was mine.
Kristen?
my only win for the last 7 days has been talking to you guys. So
yeah, I would say you could say that like, one of your gaming webs is the chicanery that we're getting into with this 7C behind the scenes.
Yeah, last week.
That's my gaming win. Is I've actually planned the next session. So
yeah,
which is wild.
I really think we should use our idea. I don't think she will get that pissed, but like
I support it. I've had to have backup for this one, but yeah, you also be terrified that I've actually planned, and I had like 9 pages of notes. So
yeah, we have been scheming to say the very least.
My God. How many different chats?
There's only one other chat.
Yeah.
And it's called the Slums of Five Sales. Just so we're aware.
I plead the fifth, and I can neither confirm nor deny my existence in said group chat.
Yeah, we're yeah.
All that happened in the chat last night was Noah going, "I'm drunk."
I feel like
that wasn't my fault. You blame Courtney for that one.
Yeah.
Courtney does not drink, but when she does, she drinks. And she
But
looked
I
at me
think
and she was like, "Let's get wasted tonight." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to turn this opportunity down."
I feel like when we're done, we're gonna win 7C with that.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna win.
That doesn't mean
7C.
I'm winning though. Am I gonna win? Do I get to win?
Yeah.
No.
You're part of this feeling.
Well, I don't know. This might be an L for you.
It's gonna be both. It's gonna be both, but I'm very excited.
It'll be an L for the entire party because, well, yeah. So.
No, go ahead. Just spit it
That'd be
out.
a win.
No.
No.
Well, no, Natalie, the other night, like after we got off the podcast last Monday, I had all of my books on my bed in a spiral notebook, and I was like furiously writing notes. And Coach goes, "You look like you're in college right now."
I'm cramming for a test.
Yeah, like there's 9 pages of notes. So
damn, girl.
we should be. It should be entertaining, assuming how far y'all get. But
yeah. I'm shooting to get to it by the end.
It may be a longer pod.
Well, don't worry.
Yeah.
We will talk about this on one of our topics on some tips for you to control that outcome.
Fair.
Should we start talking about our first topic, Homebrew?
You should.
Yeah, we can just skip me. It's fine.
How to write
Wait, what's going?
Homebrew?
Hold on. No, I didn't get
Not beer. Not beer. We're not talking about homebrewing beer.
What's my gaming win? I did.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's Monday. It's rough,
It's
man.
Monday.
Yeah.
It's Monday night, motherfucker. No, I beat the I guess you would say main story of Claire Obscure.
Oh, yeah.
It is incredible. It had me choked and tearing up at a couple moments, which is nice because when a game gets me like that fucking works for me. Definitely my game of the year. And now I'm doing in-game nonsense and having fun and breaking the fucking damage cap. So that's nice because they have a hard cap set at 9,999, and I found a way to break it.
It's over 9,000.
Nice.
And now I like one-shot things, and it's incredible and fun. And then my other win is the group chat that I can neither confirm nor deny my existence in, and the things that have been said. And I really cannot wait for next Monday, and I might lose my shit having to sit on this for 2 weeks. And in the famous words of Kristen, stop edging the game.
I had that written down somewhere. Stop edging the game.
But yeah, that was mine. And I did play Doom most of the day, Sunday.
Nice. The new one?
Yes.
Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. God, I love Doom. Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah. It's simple but straightforward game of just.
It's more Doom.
It's
It's Doom with new toys, and that's that's like one of those franchises where that's completely fine and acceptable.
Yeah.
Like I will bitch about that every time Call of Duty drops a new title, but fuck, if they just keep giving me the same Doom but with new toys, I'm like, yay.
It's a better gameplay overall.
Yeah.
I mean, like Call of Duty, like they've ran out of ideas, and like we need an actual story for that game. They just don't have any more stories.
I was playing Warzone last night with my brother as the Rhea Ripley skin. So I mean, they've got that going for them, which is nice. People do not like it when you teabag them with Rhea Ripley skins. Apparently,
Why not?
I don't know. I would love for Rhea to fucking clam slam me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm clipping that.
And those are my gaming wins. And now we should talk about tabletop.
Fucking A.
All right. So homebrewing, like how to write it. What are some tips for it? Or if you don't like it, what are some tips against it?
All right, here's how you homebrew. Download ChatGPT. Okay. And then you go, hey, write me a campaign for tabletop, and they'll go,
Don't
okay.
do that. Don't
And then
do
you
that.
just-
It will not write.
And then you charge people a premium to play in this campaign that you have homebrewed yourself. You are now wizards.
You're now wizards.
I wish it was that simple. Maybe 5 years from now it will be. Actually, I would not be surprised if 5 years from now it will be. Yeah. We figured you out.
I don't. I say that in jest, jokingly, and now I'm going to get accused of it. So
Yeah.
I
I mean,
earned
like
it.
I use ChatGPT whenever I get writer's block. If I need what like a quick idea for something, I'll be like, "Hey, this is the scenario they're in. What's a good twist to add here?" And they'll give me a bunch of options for twists, and then I'll take one and then I'll make it my own. So I mean, there is that. Like, I am not opposed to using ChatGPT to help out with homebrew. I mean,
Well, I don't want to
ChatGPT
fuck
on
my
there.
ChatGPT up because, like, I've only been using ChatGPT for like 3 weeks, and I use it for math because I am math retarded.
Not just mouth retarded.
No, just math retarded. And then I give it pictures of me and my friends to roast mercilessly, and then I share them back and forth with them and be like, "AI says you're a bitch."
yeah, that's another great thing it's good for is like name generation. Like there's good uses for it. But I mean, like, I would say the first thing to do when making a homebrew is ask yourself is this what you really want to do? Because
Yes.
it's a massive undertaking. It can be. It doesn't have to be, but it can
Are
be.
you a masochist?
Yeah.
If the answer to that question is yes, you will love homebrew.
And think about the game that you're playing. Like if you're playing Pathfinder, I would suggest just playing one of the big, campaigns that they have. Like don't mix it up too much. And maybe pick a game where homebrew is a little bit like, Kristen homebrews for Fallout, but she'd have the homebrew a lot.
That just makes sense.
Yeah. Whereas like with my Rips campaign, I'm homebrewing quite a bit. Which is why I came up with this topic this week because it's just been on my mind because I've been homebrewing a lot. But you immediately, like, once you do that, you have to, when you decide, like, okay, I want to do this, like, it's good for you because you will remember everything. Because once you write it down, you remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you just have to automatically have like this giant web of things that you need. Like, okay, who are my villains? Who are my factions? Locations? All of that. And there are games that will just give that to you. That might be a better option. But if you don't want to, how would you guys start that process?
So when I'm homebrewing something,
Can you I'll be right back. Sorry.
What?
I'll be right back.
I didn't hear anything after you hit the mute button. Just saying. God. The thing, like, typically the way that I do is I do not homebrew everything all at the same time.
No.
That is a massive undertaking that I don't think anybody employed or otherwise has the fucking time for.
Some people do. It's called high school students.
Yes.
Their homebrew sucks.
Those people do, right? And if I had been into tabletop when I was spending a lot of time in ISS, that probably would have been beneficial. But I discovered it in my adult years, so not beneficial. But I normally, like, my rules for homebrewing before we roll dice are I need to have a session, or not session, a setting and a big bad. And I think if you can just get those two things, after a session or two, everything will kind of start to fall into place. And then, because, like, you're gonna see where your table goes, right? You can kind of mold the story week to week or month to month, however often you guys play. But yeah, I would say, man, fucking start small, Put effort into the small things at the beginning, and it will make it easier to put effort into things that need it, and easier to recognize which things don't need it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or
you don't want to
go
do the stuff
ADHD like me and fucking put all the effort into everything and be a crazy person.
Yeah, I mean, and like there's different levels. I mean, like by AD&D, like our dungeon master for that, he had already wrote out, so like he wrote out pretty much a book for his world, and it's like I can't remember everything that's in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just can't fathom all of that. But he knows literally every little detail about his world. And that's great, but we don't use a lot of that shit.
Yeah,
because we can't remember a lot of it. But so it's like, I mean, the work, I don't want to say it's in vain because he might be doing something else with that work too. But like it's like for me, I plan like mostly just a session by session. Like I will have just the bare bones for the first session. And then each session, like by like session 2 or 3, I have the big conspiracy kind of all together. And then it's just easy peasy. And the rest of it I can make up on the fly if I know roughly what type of environment they're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Because people will fill in a lot in their heads. You don't need to have like, oh, there's, a very specific map or anything like that. You could. Sorry, it's a Monday and my brain isn't working that great, but
same.
I don't know. It's just like I think it's better for people to do it. I think once you get the like how to get the bare bones going, like you will run a better game than if you were to run a pre-written adventure.
Yeah.
Because you will know everything that's there.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like figure out like what's the best way to get somebody to make that leap. Because there's a lot of people playing Curse of Strahd and Two of Annihilation and stuff like that. And I've never been impressed with any of those books. And none of the Dungeon Masters I know who have ran those books have been like super impressed with any of those works. And it's sort of like, well, why don't you try Homebrew? And they're just sort of like, well, that's way too much work. And it's like, is it?
Yeah.
Because like he was running, like I remember when I was playing Curse of Strahd, he was doing 4 hours of prep every week. It's like, well, that's about what I did for Homebrew. So like, why not just do your own stuff at that point?
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
What are we first off, Miss Corn, I'm about 3 seconds away from 07 Brittany, just with life. So anyway, what are we considering Homebrew? Like the entire universe, or kind of what I do and just kind of mix it in as like Rule of Cool Fall?
Any of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because even if you pick up fucking, what's this right here? Even if you pick up Light of Xarxus, right, and you're gonna run this adventure module, like, I mean, if you get into it and you're like, man, I could tweak one thing and just make this better, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, you've homebrewed something at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you made it up, you homebrewed it, then it's, it is what it is. You did it.
It doesn't need to be this elaborate, massive change or.
Well, but like whenever I hear Homebrew, I get overwhelmed because I think, oh shit, I got to make a whole universe with new rules and new mechanics and shit like that. So I don't ever think I've ever really considered that some of the stuff that I do is Homebrew. I'm just like, we'll just fucking make it work.
But I mean, like when we play Fallout, we're not playing by like the world is a different world than the Fallout 4. Like we've made it different.
I guess you're right, and we made the combat rules different. Like we
changed a lot of the mechanics.
It was clunky.
But like, I mean,
it was very clunky.
So like Fallout, I get the changing the mechanics and the rules for that because they are clunky and they're very well.
I'll say they're not graceful.
I don't think that they're bad. I think that they're not new player friendly. If I can put it that way.
I think the combat system is lacking like I think the combat specifically is lacking. I think the 2d20 concept is good.
Yes.
I like the 2d20 concept a lot. But then when you add in a special dice for combat, I know that you have to sell money, you make money off of them, but the special dice and then all of the different modifiers, it's just sort of like it just sucks all of the pacing, which we'll talk about later, out of the game.
Well,
because now you're referencing books the entire time.
Yeah.
Well, and the people that are going to play the Fallout tabletop are the ones that have played the game, and all you have to do is hit the VATS button to VATS, which slows you down maybe half a second.
Yeah.
It doesn't, but whenever you're doing it on the tabletop, it stops gameplay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it completely halts gameplay. So, and people want to be able to like keep rolling with it. And that's what bothered me. That's what we had to change it for.
See, like,
but we homebrew.
Yeah, but like what I was gonna say is like Fallout, I get, but like let's take everybody's favorite system 5e, right? Like when I'm doing 5e, I don't homebrew the rule set necessarily.
Yeah, but the world
or the game mechanics, but like my world, yes, all that. Like, you know,
there's just nothing in Forgotten Realms that's like going to be
but it's like
any different from your generic setting, so you might as well write your own generic setting.
I would say maybe don't worry so much about homebrewing game mechanics and rule systems, because
especially not at the beginning.
Yeah, at that point you're getting into game creation in and of itself and not just like homebrewing within this system. I would say homebrew within the system to start with for sure. Because it
homebrew light.
Not homebrew light, but let's not make a new tabletop system while we're trying to write a campaign for 7C. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I'm not like blown away by 7C's rules, but I'm playing by it because it's good enough for what we need to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't John Wick that.
No, but to be fair, like the rules are a loose adaptation sometimes whenever I'm running a game. So
yeah, but that's homebrewing as well. I mean, running loose is kind of part of it. I think as a GM, you're going to have to run loose because looking at books the entire time is just going to kill your game.
No, and I had to have a Joe for my Fallout table. I had to have a Joe that could look at the book and tell me that this was what it was, because I couldn't do it.
Yeah. But it kept things going.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to start homebrew, like what Grumpy said, start out with something simple. Start out with a single tavern. The tavern that they meet in the beginning. They always need a tavern in the beginning. What is that tavern called?
Yeah.
And then go from there.
I even say
what's that town?
Referencing like almost back to like the high schoolers. If you want to start with like what they call like the story web, just like here's the main point. Here are like 4 or 5 different small points. Just take those, and that should be perfect to start.
Yeah. And again, my point was I'd never considered that homebrew. Like, it never crossed my mind. I thought homebrew was something completely different, like where you're creating the whole thing.
Oh, no. You homebrew like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You just don't know that you homebrew, but you have been homebrewing.
Yeah, because, it really is just improvisation, and there's prep with homebrew, and you can do like I would say, like, if you want to do your whole world, don't write too much about it right off the bat. Right. Just write enough. Write like maybe a page or 2 that is concise, that will sum up your world. If you can do that, your players will have enough information to really get into it. More than that, you're going to overwhelm your players. You're going to overwhelm yourself.
No, you're going to give them enough tools to fuck you over.
Yeah. And it's just like, if you have 20, 30 pages worth of stuff.
I know you guys.
You have your whole multiverse and all that down. It can be a lot for everybody.
Yeah. And
if you have the time to do that, that's what interests you. If you want to be like Noah and do all that, you can do all that. But I
feel called out.
No, I'm doing the same thing for an OSC campaign. I'm writing the entire world and the gods and all of that. And it's a task, and I'm giving myself 6 months to a year to do it because I want to do it right and make it interesting and all that. But I think everyone needs to learn how to do it at least a little bit. Like if you're playing in a D&D campaign, if you have a D&D book in front of you that's Curse of Strahd, look in there and be like, how can I make this cooler based on my party, based on my group? Because it's always going to be cooler based on your group.
Right.
If that makes sense.
And also it'll kind of it gives you, like, if you don't have any experience thinking on your feet and like reacting,
you need
Homebrew will help you with that because you're off script immediately.
Yeah.
And it kind of teaches you how to go, okay, I've given them these toys. What are they going to do with them?
It's a yes
and. Well, the best way to yes and is to know exactly what your environment is.
Yeah.
What your NPCs like, who they are as people. And the best way to do that is to make them up yourself because they're in your brain. They're your concepts. And it's just really easy. Like if they're talking to one of my NPCs, all of my NPCs, I know who they are as people because I wrote them, right? So I can respond to anything they say to me, whether it's a joke or they're threatening an NPC. I know how he's going to respond, no matter what. I know how the environment is going to respond. Oh, this town does not like, non-humans. Well, half the party's non-human. When they walk in, they're going to be hostile. Not necessarily getting into a fight, but they're going to be on edge, and I'm going to be able to narrate that. And then, of course, my party, being the assholes that they are going to start a fight with somebody. But I know, I know that these townspeople are a certain way, and that they are scared of them, and then they're going to act accordingly, and that helps. But if you're reading from a book, you won't get that. Because the thing is, like, it's going to immediately be like, oh, it's not in the book.
It doesn't happen.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, well, you keep going.
Yeah.
You keep going. You say something because you got 5 people staring at you,
right?
Waiting for something, and their actions matter more than anything that's in that fucking book.
Right.
And that's.
So by that logic, though, there's not a single game probably that's been played that hasn't been a homebrew of some sort.
There are.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
There are a lot of railroads.
Yeah, like I what I would say is homebrew is a whole lot more common than you think it is when you start thinking about it. Like if you've ran 2 games, you've probably homebrewed something at some point. You just haven't given yourself credit for it. Yeah. Like you haven't given yourself credit for it and you didn't consider it maybe, but you've done a little bit of it. It's just an extent of how far do you go with it?
I guess that's fair because up until this moment, I've never considered anything homebrew that I've done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, where I would consider like most of your stuff homebrew, not all of it, because I know that you have,
I have a baseline. I have a general outline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you're constantly coming up with stuff on the fly and things
like
that I know is not in the module, so.
Yeah, Grumpy even said he had a player quit because he came up with a character that wasn't an official WotC character.
What does it matter?
Because some people are like, I guarantee you that player was probably trying to game his way through it. He probably had already played through that campaign before as written and was like, okay, I know what to do.
Was this player in question running a paladin?
Probably.
Because that sounds like BPE, big paladin energy.
Paladin behavior.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, so for me, like, if I was in a group where like we're playing this campaign with no deviations, I would immediately think that's a bad GM.
Yeah, if they want no deviations, they know what's going to happen. They know how it ends. They know what, like, that's so dumb.
Boring.
Like, even if I don't know how it is, it's just like, this person can't think on their toes. They can't wrap a story up. They can't.
So like
design
rigid and just
like the session is not going to be good because it's just whatever the book says.
Ah!
What?
Read what Grumpy wrote.
They always are. They
They're
always
always
are. Yeah, like it's always a paladin. It's never the bard who's like this. It's always the paladin.
Oh no, some fuckery happened. What is the bard going to do? I'm gonna fucking
Like
show
the
you what I'm
bars.
gonna do, baby. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Purple rain.
Vicious
All the fuck
mockery.
out.
Hold it.
Y'all
Okay.
bitches want some verify? I've got some verify.
As a follow up to that question, though, do you find that that there are specific types of people that play specific characters?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
We're about to find
Yeah.
out.
So
I don't know.
people who play paladins are personality type. They are.
I
Yeah.
know that.
That's for sure.
People who play bards are a personality type.
I'm a bard.
That personality is trash raccoon.
Bard gang, best gang, baby.
he's hurt.
Like that's true though. Like it's
Oh, no one ever
people who,
guessed that me and Noah are bards.
He
Neither
didn't
one of
mean it,
us
little
would never
buddy.
guess that.
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
Jesus.
He wasn't talking
hit the nail
about
on the
us.
head. Hit the
He
nail.
wasn't talking about us, Bandit. Not us, buddy.
He hit the nail on the head.
I'm gonna bard gang my guess right now. It says right here.
People who play rogues tend to be edgelord.
Rogues tend to be Edwards. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like the parents are all dead, and they're like
Half my parents are dead.
Or
No one
actually,
understands me.
I have noticed another personality type that plays rogues. It's the serious people that you didn't know had a funny side.
yeah.
Those motherfuckers play some
Yeah.
good fucking rogues.
Because they link up with the bard, and then everything goes wrong. Like if that person links up with the bard, it's really bad.
My buddy's wife played a rogue in a campaign we were all in. And she and I were causing mass fucking chaos together. And he's just like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like,
Yeah, me and my friend Angela at one point made a soap company where we were killing people and taking their body fat and turning it into soap. I was a warlock.
nice.
She was a rogue. And
Oh,
that was we were making our own soap as a side business.
Okay,
We
so
love that.
the other day I was helping Coach clean out the garage, and I was separating things into piles so that we could put them in places. And he's like, "What is your system?" I was like, "It's based on vibes."
Yeah, yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
I wish-
"What?"
I wish people who don't have ADHD didn't realize that everything is vibe based. Like
It's all vibe based.
yeah.
Rogue, like I'm a multi-class and rogue, but typically it's bard, multi-class and rogue.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's vibe, like it. That's part of this vibe. It's vibes. And he's like,
Yeah,
I don't
vibes.
fucking understand what you're saying to me. I'm like, just trust me on this. It's vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
Like,
no,
why
I
is there
need
a
my-
hammer with a sponge? I'm like,
it's
vibes.
vibes.
Yeah, it's leave me alone. I need my piles. There's a system.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. You're never
Yeah.
going to understand it. It's going to work.
It'll
You
work.
just ask
Maybe.
me where the sponge is, and I'll tell you it's by the fucking hammer.
Motherfucker.
Oh my
I
God.
will always know
And
that.
if,
Because
and
if
if
you,
someone moves something, oh God.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay.
Don't ever move anything in my house.
but if you,
Yeah.
because if you destroy something with a hammer, you have to wipe it up with the sponge. There's a system.
So like we have a bar in our kitchen, right? And
No way.
like the very first day we walked into this house after it got, put together and all that, I took my keys, my wallet, and my gun and put them on the corner of the bar.
That's where they go.
That is where they have been for the last 14 fucking years.
So when you walk out the door, they're right there.
And Courtney has tried and tried and tried and tried. She's like,
No.
please, we need to put this somewhere. We have company coming over. And I'm like, I don't care if company's coming over. My keys, my wallet, and my gun are staying on the corner of that fucking bar. Do not move them. If you do, I will have a panic attack.
Yeah.
I will be lost forever.
Especially if she moves again. Then it's just like, oh God, where is that?
Well,
Where's
so
gun?
no, she did, because we went out one night and we came home and we had gone out drinking. So I had left my gun in the truck, in the console, like a responsible adult, right?
That's why you Snapchatted me from the back seat of your truck.
I was sitting down there time. But so we get back. I go to bed. I wake up the next morning. I had taken all this stuff when we got back to the house, right? 'Cause she drove home and I pulled it all out from the passenger seat and then walked inside, tucked it on the fucking bar. Well, apparently, because I didn't wake up till 10 o'clock the next morning and she was cleaning, it got moved. I thought I left my gun at the bar.
Oh my God.
That's
it never
terrifying.
went into the bar and I had a panic attack.
Yeah, I would freak out if I thought I left my gun at the bar.
Yeah, I was screaming, running.
It's like,
I was
I
just
gotta call the sheriff. I gotta call the
searching
sheriff.
through my fucking house, and finally she goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "I think I left my gun at the bar." She goes, "No, it's in your office." I went, "Why the fuck is it in there?"
And no, you can't call the sheriff because he shot himself. So.
Well, I mean, like, if your gun ever gets stolen, you have to call the county immediately, because they will. If it's linked to you at all, like, it becomes a big issue. Like,
you've never been to Texas.
What's a registration?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For sure.
Trust me, I have come close. But
hold on, speaking of pacing, we've got 13 minutes left. You want to talk about this?
Yeah, we'll put a pin on Homebrew. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, pacing basically doesn't matter. No. Anyway, next topic. No.
Like, whose line is it anyway?
Pacing, I will say, however fast you think your game needs to go, it needs to go faster than that.
No, because you guys will just fucking dig your heels in and be like, no, we're not going to do this because it's on the fucking way.
I'm not saying that. That's called planning. I'm saying pacing. I'm saying like
what's coming up,
what's happening, like what's happening in your game, like whether it's on plan or not. Yeah, it needs to be happening quickly.
Like a side scroller.
Let me say this. I will say, I recognize that a lot of the feet dragging and side quest is me and Joe normally.
Yeah, but the pace is still good though. We're moving the story along.
Yeah.
But I will say, we respect our GM. We just play within the allotted time that our GM gives us.
Yeah.
I appreciate
If
that.
she shuts it down, we will quickly go, okay.
Like,
and move along. But Kristen, I love you. You never tell us no.
No, never.
And that is your fault.
Everybody's like, oh my God, like Kristen's face, like she's struggling. I'm like, I'm not. Like, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. And y'all are having fun, so I'm having fun by proxy. But like, I would never put y'all on a ship in the middle of the ocean for 40 days unless it was to like punish you guys. Like,
yeah, but see, that's kind of pacing though. It's just like, okay, well, are we just going to do day by day going through a ship in the ocean, or are we just going to say, okay, well, now you've arrived. Okay, you left the island. Now you've arrived on land.
Which is what I usually do.
Or like in between, like, oh, you're okay. So you're sailing for a couple days, and then you see a ship on the horizon.
Yeah,
and it's coming towards you, and it's got black sails. Then that's something.
If you were going to put a group of people on a ship for 40 days, I happen to know the party that could be the most entertaining.
I do.
Yeah.
But like, I did that once. Like, normally it's like, okay, you leave this island, you get to your destination, like that, because I don't want to figure out what the fuck happens at sea, unless it is like trying to keep
fight
or to give you a plot device.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
And like,
I say 5e makes good pace a good challenge because the combat is just boring. To be perfectly honest, I find 5e combat to be boring.
I want Joe to play one of my 5e games so bad.
I don't want to play
If Joe's like, I will not play 5e, just trick him. Be like, this is not 5e, it's E5.
Yeah.
No, I will know immediately because it's going to take
D&D
3
Noah
hours.
edition.
It's going to take 3 hours to do a combat, and it's going to kill me. And I don't know what to do with that.
How I learned not to put y'all at sea forever is because Zoe's crew drag raced Davy Jones in the middle of the ocean for the fuck reason, I don't know. But
because we could.
Because you could.
Why do we do anything? Because we can.
Yeah.
It does.
It's imaginary pirate land. We can do what we
But
want.
I will say, I'm a big fan of letting your characters, or a big fan of letting your table run the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But there is a time and place where you as a GM have to go, okay, listen, there's some things that need to happen. So I'm going to fucking walk you through this real quick.
I don't really even say it like that.
But, you know.
I don't do that. I'm just constantly like, this is happening. What are you doing? And then they go through, they do that. Sometimes they have time to plan, like, okay, well, we know this, like, the last session, they had to go to this town and kill some people if they wanted to. They could have done it a myriad of different ways. But they decided, we're going to go in and kill these guys. And they took their time and plan, and that's fine. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think as long as they're talking and they're formulating and they're coming up with good ideas and no one looks bored, I tend to step back.
I do too.
Right? But like as soon as it gets quiet or only one or two people are talking and the rest of people are like, I don't really give a shit, something happens.
Right.
I immediately make something happen. Like and then they just react. I try to make them constantly reacting to the world. And because there's a billion different things that could be happening. So why not just make multiple things happening at different timings instead of happening all at once? You know, just mix it up. And that way there's always something going on. And they're always reacting to something.
Right. Well,
instead of just being there. And that's how you can help them along that way. But if they are formulating fuckery, I step back and then I don't add those reactions. I want them to try to execute their plan because I know it's going to fail because I've seen their rolls. You know what I mean? Like I know how they roll. It's going to fail. But like
sometimes I'll let y'all talk so I can take notes because what y'all are talking about is what y'all want to see happen. So I'm like, fuck
and like another thing is like whenever they're talking, they're usually their planning is better than a lot of stuff I have. So I'm always stealing from them. So like I mean, like I like it when they're talking. When they're talking and they're engaged, don't fuck with that. But if they're not as engaged, fuck with it quickly. Make something happen. Make something happen right now, and then keep it going until they get to the point where they are back engaged, and then go from there. Like that's kind of my philosophy on it.
And I'll add on that a little bit. You can take that where you know they're not doing anything but talking, and you start making things happen. Yeah, you can take a lot of liberty with that. Like
absolutely,
you can if you need them to get from point A to fucking B so that the thing can happen and they're just sitting there talking, you can just off the top of your head, whatever the fuck it is, you know, fucking wall of fire erupts behind you and starts pushing you down the hallway, and you what are you gonna stay there and get burned? Or are you gonna fucking run? Okay, now we're running.
Yeah, like you can find out what's happened, like what caused that, but like right now, you need to run.
Yeah, but like right now, you're gonna fucking burn alive.
Yeah. And then while you're doing that, I will be figuring out what caused that.
Right.
In my mind. Because I just made that up. But yeah, and sometimes that point A to point B, sometimes you just make point A what point B was supposed to be because they have no fucking idea. Like if you homebrew, they will have no clue. If you're like that one paladin multi-class player who knows the entire campaign, then that's a problem. No. But fuck those players. Don't play with people like that. Life is too short. Life is way too short to play with that guy.
The only
you heard it here first. Life is too short to play with a paladin at your table.
For sure. No,
the only paladin I will play with is Matt because I know Matt is a good role player.
True.
I don't know why he likes paladin so much. I guess it's because of the whole Brotherhood of Steel thing and all that.
He is as a person.
But,
he's a reverse edgelord.
Yeah, but he was a paid player.
Oh, fuck that!
I think he means he was a player that paid him.
Yeah, you don't need that much. You don't need that much money. Like no.
Yeah.
But like, how many times have y'all been talking or doing something? Say, okay, what do we find? And I tell you, whatever will get you to move is what you found.
Yeah. That's really it.
That. Those are words. And that's coming out of my mouth. Like, whatever makes y'all not do this anymore is what you find. Yeah. Go do that.
But to be fair, me and Noah will move. Like we are moving.
Oh
like,
yeah, we're moving.
Like Ludwig is always moving somewhere.
In a direction.
Where that is not where you want him to be, but he is always moving the story forward.
Yeah. Well, like take last week for example. Like I specifically wanted to charge at Victoria. Was what I wanted to do because I had a plan.
Fuck up the entire story. That'd be great.
And I got pushed over a fucking railing, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going, no, Zoe, I don't want to do this and blah, 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 and taking 10 minutes, it's okay, fuck it, we're going over the railing. Yeah. And then an idea popped into my head and I just brought it up. I was like, hey, I need to find, some booze some fucking where because Saturday's running low. He's not smoldering anytime soon without some booze, okay? And we're probably going to need to smolder here pretty quick. Yeah. If I'm getting pushed over balcony railings, smolder needs to happen. Yeah. We're in a situation. And it's just, and Kristen goes, okay, you find a flask. Cool, I chugged the flask. You sure about that? The whole fucking thing. Okay.
Well, and that spawned a whole ass group chat and a whole ass fucking thing, which is great. Yeah. Like, I'm all about let's roll with it. But it took me a minute. Like, y'all remember I paused you because I'm like, hold on, let me find what this is because I'm pulling up fucking rule books trying to figure out something. Like, so but in those cases, instead of like pushing what you wanted to do and you just roll with whatever the fuck happened, it created a beautiful fucking storyline that we're about to roll into.
But that kind of comes down to player craft, which being a player is a craft in and of itself. And the better, like, learning how to become a good player will make your games 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
Like, being a player who just, like, goes with the plot. Like, whenever the GM's got a brewing, you got to be like their cheerleader and be like, yeah, let's do this. And let's go and let's see, like, let's push the buttons that they have in front of us. Let's play with the toys that they've given us.
Yeah.
Let's, instead of, and part of that is like letting everybody else shine and then just reacting to what everybody else is doing. Yeah. And that's not something that like most players, I don't think, really get because it's something people don't talk about how much, like everyone talks about what the GM is supposed to do. Mm-hmm. People don't talk about like how to be a good player as often. And it's like the players really can make the game.
Yeah.
Well,
but also,
exactly. And I've been in games with players who are like, no, let's go explore instead of this obvious dungeon. It's just like it's called Dungeons and Dragons.
Get your ass.
There's no fucking dragon, but I see a dungeon right there. Yeah, get in the dungeon.
I know you guys I know you guys well enough as players, and y'all know me well enough as a GM. Like Zoe knew that there was not going to be a problem with her fucking throwing Noah over a railing. Like I was going to be able to pivot with that. We were all going to be able to pivot with that and roll with and see what happens next. So it also comes down to the personalities and the charisma and the vibing of the whole table with the GM.
Yeah,
it all has to fit. And that also helps with pacing too, because you're like, okay, I can see the Kristen's like losing her mind right now, so we need to like not do this.
Well, like it's
or do it more, whatever.
We trust you, you trust us, which allows so much fucking freedom at the table. It's not even funny. Mm-hmm. Like it's a crazy feral chaos energy of weird productivity is the best way that I can describe it.
But I don't think most tables have that dynamic.
I don't know.
But like,
I don't think most people have that.
Like when Joe and I are doing Joe and I, like I know he pays attention to every single fucking thing that's going on at that table. He pays attention to every word, just like I do. If Kristen says something in week 3 about a character or a setting, I'm going to remember that. It might come up 6 weeks later, which is what I was going to, attempt to push forward with the whole over the balcony thing. But like I said, it happened. And I went, okay, fuck it. We're going to do this now.
Yeah.
And that winds up because I have the trust in Zoe and Kristen has the trust in us. It works out better because I had what I thought was a cool fucking idea, but this is so much fucking better in my opinion. The spicy fucking happiness in my brain, it's over the weekend in that fucking secret group chat that we have.
It doesn't exist.
And I quote, "Motherfucker, that's genius."
I said it. And that was before I was hammered.
For real.
But it alleviates those fucking choke points that happen at tables. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, I didn't get to do the fucking thing that I want to, and I was going to do this, which would have made this happen. And, well, it didn't fucking happen. Move on. This is a new thing that's happening. Let's fucking roll. It is what it is. You guys have heard me say 100 times, yes, I love the fucking characters that I play. I love them. I feel a connection to them. There is a little piece of me in all of the fucking characters that I have ever built, and especially my fucking bards. Those are my boys. I got it. Hey, guess what? If I go over the fucking railing and Kristen's like, hey, I need you to roll a D20, and I'm like, I'm never going to ask for what. Notice you've never heard me go, why am I rolling?
I don't care. I don't care.
I'm going to roll dice. I want to throw dice, math rocks.
Right. We're click clack math rocks. Roll the dice. 1. Well, I got a 20. Okay, fuck, what happens? Well, you broke your neck and you died. Oh, hell yeah, cool. All right, on to the next one, and here's the fucking Rolodex of characters that Noah's bringing in next session.
Because it's it is a character, and it's about the character's story. And if the character goes out like that, that's the way they go out.
That's the way they go out. Well, not everybody gets to be Eddie Munson up on top of the fucking trailer, flaring Metallica to the fucking Demogorgons.
But spoiler, kind of spoiler, not really. But the next, hopefully session. I imagine it's probably gonna take 2 sessions. It's gonna require an incredible amount of trust, me and you guys, and you and me.
Yeah.
To pull off what the global idea of this is.
And just all of us players together, all of us players have to trust us other players.
Yeah.
That we're not trying to screw anybody over.
No, and I don't think that it was a lot of the tables. And I don't know because I've only ran for a couple, but there probably are not a lot of tables that could trust that everybody else is going to do what they know them to be able to do.
No.
To pull this off.
No.
Because somebody would be trying to railroading it, or somebody would try to be doing something else, or go off by themselves. Or,
yeah.
So.
But I also think it's really cool because I have been at a few different tables. The tables that especially that you and me are a part of, Kristen, there's a lot of GM player collaboration when it comes to world building and storytelling. I can't tell you how many dozens of conversations Kristen and I have had about Saturday in Lando. Hey, I have this idea. What do you think? Okay, cool. I like that idea. Can we put this little twist on it and do this as well? Hell yeah. Let's fucking do that. That sounds even fucking better. Right. Or, hey, Kristen asked me in the Fallout game, she was having, am I allowed to tell this story?
Yeah.
Okay. She was having trouble with a big bad problem. And she just called me. She's like, hey, this is not something that normally a GM should or would ask, but I feel okay asking you. If I have to, can I sacrifice Lando?
Yeah.
And I was like, Yeah, 100%. I'm fucking totally down with that. Like, yeah, I like it. Let's workshop it a little bit, because if it was any other random fucking, hey, we need to kill off a character thing, blah, 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 I'd be like, okay, cool. Fucking I'll roll. I mean, we're playing fucking virtually. Not that I would cheat my roll, but okay, I rolled a fucking 1. He falls and dies. Okay, big deal. But like, she needed big bad motivation, and I was like, okay, well, the table is not only attached to their personal character, but we're all really attached to everybody else's characters, right? I fucking love Ludwig. That just the fucking the nonsense is one of the greatest fucking things I've ever. This fucking 24-hour amnesia from a giant is fucking hilarious. I love it. And Joe fucking nails it, right? But like, you can't use a character for big bad motivation without giving the rest of the table the motivation. So you have to fucking workshop it and collaborate. And I think it's fucking really awesome. And I'm glad that we have done that before, because I think it's going to make what we're about to do really fucking cool and exciting. And it does take a lot of trust. It is going to be a live fucking exercise on homebrew and fucking game pacing live in front of your faces.
But also, like, going back to the trust and the we're talking off topic, but I love.
No, this is great. I like this.
We would never get off topic.
I love that Noah trusts me as a GM, like, completely. Whenever I said, "Hey, dude, I know you're not playing this game today, but Sean's gonna play, so can I borrow your character sheet?" And he's like, "Sure." And I fucking made the biggest faux pas of my life and fucking some shit. But Noah trusted me enough to let me get us out of it and let me remedy it.
Yeah, and like, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything at the time. Like, I kind of sat there, skin the color of fucking Joe's beanie, the whole time. Like, Jesus fuck, I'm not comfortable with this, but we're gonna see where it fucking goes, and it worked out.
But also, he knows that I would have never done that if I had known about that prior.
And also, like, but that goes like. That's also a big ups to Sean for fucking navigating that. And then once it did get addressed, Sean didn't press the fucking issue like one time. No. Like, there wasn't a, hey, I know it's the stupidest fucking fear that anybody's ever had in their entire life, but like, can we fucking, like, for real, dude? No, he just ran with it. He didn't change anything he was doing, by the way.
No.
He just kept it rolling, but also, like, I forget what the fuck we were doing, but he and I were having a back and forth, Lando to synth Lando, and he was doing a very good job of being me, which was making it harder for me to resolve the situation, if that makes sense. Weird how that works. And like, I finally just went, and he saw me stutter for half a second, was like, and then he turns around and walks away, and I was like, oh, thank fucking God. But it's that kind of shit right there. Like, that helps. Like, it as player, if you see another player kind of struggle bussing with something, you can step in and go, resolution.
Yeah.
And like 99.9% of the time, we're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I think the thing about our table is nobody like cries.
No,
there's nobody who's like entitled, who feels entitled to everyone else's time. And in real life, I've ran into that at tables. I've been at a bunch of different tables.
Entitled to sing one Disney song every 6 weeks. That's it.
I would kick them out. I'd be like, we can't. This table will not vibe with this.
We've had to at times, and I'm trying to think, like, trust is the most important thing. We've all realized. I think that's really the main thing here is the more trust you have, the better your game is, the better everything is, and the more everything flows, everyone enters that flow state.
I would say even in like the Fallout when we did, Kristen, you always checked in. Like,
Yeah.
does anyone feeling left out today?
Yeah.
Are you all okay? We're like, yeah, we don't care.
Well, I don't want those games to be a stress point in your week. I want it to be a highlight for you to do, just like this podcast is a highlight for me. Because I don't want y'all to be nervous or stressed out. Oh God, I gotta go fucking sit with Kristen for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I want.
Yeah.
I want it to be excitement. I want you to be able to like be yourself here and be your character and be like chill and not be worried about what's gonna happen, or is it gonna come back to bite me in the ass, or somebody else gonna get mad at me, shit like that. Like
or just be bored. Like you don't want people to be
Yeah.
bored either.
Never.
Yeah.
That would be like, that's the biggest insult you could give me, is your game is boring.
Yeah.
Like,
But,
I think that's what would hurt me.
Kristen used to ask me if I was bored when it was a couple weeks after I'd first started playing at her table, and she texts me in the middle of it. She's like, "Are you bored?" I'm like, "What? No, why?" And she's like, "You're quiet and you're looking at your phone." I'm like, "Yeah,
ADHD.
I heard a thing, and now I'm fucking down a rabbit hole to figure out what I can do to help this fucking thing go on. I'm not bored. I'm fucking locked in here."
Thank you. Thank you. But that's why I want your cameras on too. So I want to see your faces. I want to know, like, because I don't know if you're engaged. Because if you're not engaged, like you're actively like not engaged, and it's not because it's not about you, or it's not because of whatever. Either something's going on in your personal life, and I need to check in with you personally, or you just don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then we discuss about you not being there.
And there's reasons for that. We've lost players at our table.
Yep.
Who are more on the
Good
quiet side. And,
Yeah.
You just move on, and some of them are good role players, some of them weren't. And that's okay.
But
I think that by the end of the Fallout campaign, it was a really good crew. I think we kind of hashed everything out, got a really solid crew there.
100%. And Bird's gonna flirt base. We know that now.
But, and it's one of those, like, once again, just to tie it into those topics like that we've been talking about, part of the reason that game was so good is because we had a setting, right? But Kristen kind of homebrewed it as she went. I mean, she can sit there and try to lie and tell everybody she didn't, but she was. Right? We give credit where credit's due. And also, like, I wouldn't say our pacing was excellent for moving story forward, but
we were always acting. Like, we were always
but acting. we were always doing something. There was never any like dead air. And then if there was a hint of dead air, it was okay, and here's this random thing that just happened.
Yeah, or me or Noah would do something because we're both GMs and we know that shit needs to happen. And so, like,
that's running a table, one GM on their table. Which
I recommend everyone be a GM at least once.
Oh yeah,
just to get it out of your system and to realize what is actually going into it. Because it'll make you a better player.
Oh yeah.
Once you realize that, this is a completely different mindset. But you can bring that to the table, and you end up becoming like me, just being an NPC essentially. It's like, I'm going to play a character, not me, and we'll see how this goes.
Well,
the most stressful
game. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
No, never mind. No, go ahead.
The most stressful game I ever ran was the first one I ever ran for Matt, because he was my GM. Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna fuck this up. But then I realized that having GMs on my table makes things so much better.
Yeah, we're just gonna help. Like, we know it's a hard job. We're just gonna help. Yeah. If they don't, then they're just assholes, and you really don't want them there.
It's also true.
Anyway, if getting rid of assholes is always a good thing.
And here's the thing: the more GMs you play with, the better your games will fucking be.
I agree.
Yeah. You learn a lot.
I haven't. Let's see. It's been a year and a half since I've ran a game. Yeah, it's been a year and a half since I've ran a game, and like the last year especially, I've got the full blown fucking itch to just start writing again. You know what I mean? Especially after we've been playing 7C again. It's just I'm ready. I'm here for it. I'm kind of super excited. Like I'm thinking about.
Hell yeah.
We need a new stream after 7C is over.
Sure.
I am thinking about Gondor calling for aid here either tonight or tomorrow with a certain text to a certain GM. I just got to get the logistics right. But Saturday is my birthday, and I've been told I can do whatever I want. And I was like, I might run a fucking game on Saturday just to fucking say I can do it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's both of these things that we talked about are they're very fucking important. Both of them are high risk, high reward, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can fuck up a homebrew. Pretty
I've
easily.
seen it.
I've done it. But I mean, I would say, without tooting my own horn, that I'm a solid 8 out of 10 fucking GM, right? But the first time I ran a game, I was a fucking 0.3 out of 10. Like it was not. It wasn't horrible, but it was like, oh shit, I have to work on this, like by the end of the campaign, yes, it was glorious. It was epic. It was fucking incredible. And I had fun doing it. Probably more fun than the players had playing in it. Right. It's just, it's weird like that, but it didn't start that way. And it's something you have to work on. Same with pacing. Like it's just, when you start, you're not going to know what you're doing. You're going to figure it out.
And a lot of times the rest of the party doesn't know what they're doing because they're probably pretty new too. If you have a new GM.
Yeah.
If everybody's like,
if you've never ran a game before and they've never played a game before, you're not going to fucking know how to pace shit.
You're not going to get
Give it a couple weeks. You'll be all right.
Right.
I mean, like even now, I'm still like I have a 3-hour session and I always end I have 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I almost always end at 9. That's like how I pacing is. Like how focused I am on pacing is. I have like 7 or 8 plot points I want to get through. Like I have 3 hours to do it. And by 9 o'clock I stop, right? Like usually. Sometimes it goes over. But usually I can get it done by 9 o'clock. And I pride myself on that, but maybe it's not the best way to go about it. But my timing is, I have an amount of time in my head how long things should take. If things are going too slow, I adjust that in the moment, but I don't know.
I don't do that. Like the big bad's like how many hit points does it have till it stops being fun?
Yeah, that's kind of what I plan ahead in the first place. I mean, with Rifts, it's a little bit different. But if I was running a D&D game, like the hit points are, I want this fight to last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's got 15 minutes worth of hit points.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
And that's a little secret for you new GMs.
At 9 minutes, he's bloodied.
Yeah. Like it's literally like how much fun are we having here? We don't I'm not going to sit here and have a 2, 3, 4 hour combat session.
Just going and go. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's not
if you don't kill the fucking dragon, how is the bard going to cut its dick off and have a new weapon called Dicka Mortis? You have to get the combat done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Sorry. But also, I don't think that every single session you play is not always going to be the most awesome session. It's not going to be the best session. Moods and shit, like it happens. But for the most part, like
Like I wouldn't say that we have boring sessions because we're always up to something. But there's definitely sessions that are like more intense than others, and it's not like they're few and far between. But I mean, we have fucking we are the kings and the queens of it took us 2.5 hours to go 3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because we're role playing though.
Yeah.
We're role playing very heavily to the point where Kristen sits back a lot of time and just watches us do crazy shit.
Idiots.
Yeah, I timed her one time. She did not speak to us for 45 minutes straight one time.
We're having fun,
He's
man.
the fucking GM. And it's just, not gonna lie, most of it was me and Joe, but
that's
That's
the thing about having experienced GMs at your party is like if you have a couple of them, like they're going to push that story along, like regardless of anything.
Might not be your story, but they're pushing a story.
Well, look, like whenever we were talking about going to get Joby and the coat, and like all of a sudden Ludwig is like, I don't care about that anymore. I'm like,
I had to say it.
It made me so happy, and I would have never once saw that coming. Like I would have never thought about that.
I had to say
never.
it.
And I was like,
I
oh
knew,
my God, yes. He was a fucking
I knew
hero.
Zoe's reaction would be worth it, so I had to say it.
Yes. Oh my God. All right, we're getting bots now. Is it time to call it?
Yep, we are getting bots. I will call it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Degenerates with Dice Monday Night RPG Podcast, coming to you live in a living color from the bowels of the internet's basement at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, the only time zone that's real and or matters. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you've had Kristen.
That's me. Hello.
You've had Natalie. Not Maddie.
Not Maddie.
You've had Joe. You've had the internet's favorite dipshit. And we will hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to do my damnedest. I might even take a fucking day of PTO next Monday just so that work does not get in the way of me fucking doing this thing next week. But yeah, we should be back for more 7C. Like I said, hopefully, you should definitely fucking tune into that one. That one's going to be fun. That one, if nothing else, is going to be a masterclass in GM table collaboration and mutual storytelling.
Yes.
And it's going to be fun. It's going to be epic. It's going to be crazy. Probably going to be a bard without a shirt on. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, the bard's involved. He will not have a shirt on. You know that, but that's beside the point. Bitches and gentlemen, we're out. I got to go watch wrestling.
One fucking podcast. God damn it.
I didn't mention Magic.